Well, hello and welcome to another episode of the RC Barn. I've been kind of busy doing little projects here and there. Went flying over the weekend. Got the something extra twin down. I haven't really shown a lot of this yet, but anyways, a little backstory on this. I already got a something extra stock build and obtained another one for restoration. From a friend, and I'm like, I don't need another one. So over the course of about 2 years, I scratch built this thing out of a used one. The only thing that's original is the wings. The right fuselage, I do believe, was a short kit from Sig. I got a fuselage kit, and then realized that the other fuse that had come with the plane was in pretty bad shape. So I scratch built the second fuse to build the twin. I did a little bit of research, and they did a Cougar back in the day, a Sig Cougar twin like this. Kind of followed along with its parameters for spacing and stuff. I scratch built the center section. It is glued together. The let's see, the motors are OOPSSS It's got dual aileron servos. It's got a center flap servo. Not really needed, just something I wanted to play around with. It's got a single elevator servo. It's got dual throttle servos. All the electronics, the receiver, battery, and switch is in the center. The plane's at this point in time is about 4 years old. Flies really good. It's quite heavy for something extra. It lands a little fast, but it is a fan favorite, and it does sound really good in the air. Didn't get any video of it flying this weekend, but I'm sure we will here. This upcoming weekend is the AMA National Fun Fly. I will be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so if you see me, recognize me, I doubt it, but we'll be there like we always are every year. Anyways, I kind of screwed up. I was flying it Sunday at the flying field and got the first flight done of the day. Went to go fly it again. Had the motors running and went to go step in between the fuselages yeah, to run the motors up and cause some damage here. So in this episode, we are going to show how to fix this. It's a pretty easy repair. So we'll have to cut the covering back, cut some sticks back, cut a new stick, glue a new stick in, sand it, and patch it. So I'll show you guys how I accomplish that, and we will go from there. So I'll get you set up on the tripod, and we'll get going on this. Alright, so what we're going to do here is basically want to inspect the damage and see how big it is. And you can see it's between these two bays. There's a diagonal here. So we are going to cut the covering out from here back. I went ahead and put a new blade in the X-Acto knife. Let's see what a size 10.5 can do to your airplane here. I was so upset when I did this. I was like, man, I hadn't had the plane out all year and just having fun with it, and there we go. So keep your pieces. That's there. That's there. I wasn't exactly sure. That looks like quarter by quarter. Yep, quarter by quarter. Let's see if I got any quarter by quarter balsa bin. Let's see, let's try this guy here. Don't see any in there. Really only need a piece of scrap. Don't need to be very big. Sorry about this. I wasn't exactly sure what I had used to build the stabilizer. It's been so long ago. Got here. That's quarter by quarter. Double check. Huh, that's a little. Must have been a little bigger of a piece, and then I sanded it down maybe. Looks like 3/16. Yeah, it is. Okay. Huh. My stick stock seems to be dwindling a little bit here. I like that piece. Yeah, that's it. So anyways, I'm going to cut some of this back, some of these damaged areas here. Try to keep me a little covering going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split. See, this is one of my stringers, so I know that's glued in well. And I'll split that down the middle and give me a nice straight edge here to and here you can see like that's a piece of spruce in the middle of that. So we'll cut this a little further back. Maybe a small piece of sandpaper. I'll clean them edges up a little bit. I haven't used the sanding stick. Okay. I always thought to myself when I started doing that practice of putting my foot in the middle of the fuselages here, like one of these days you're gonna get a hold of the stabilizer with your foot and you're not gonna have a very good day. So I cut it a little oversized just like anything else. See? And we'll just taking my sandpaper here and fine-tuning it. It's a little tight yet. There we go. And I need to radius it. I'll do that out before we glue it in. Lots of test fits. If you were doing this to a wing, say you clipped a pole or something in the field and you did this to a wing, well, that's the same basic concept on repairs is, you know, cut out the damaged area, figure out a way to keep your joint strong. So like if you had a rib structure like this and you have sheeting going over the top of it, then you can cut it at like an angle to the rib, like if you dented this in. You can also use, I'd like to try to show you that technique sometime of using water to bring crushed balsa back out. Sometimes you can just steam it. You get it real wet with a towel and get it soaking, and then run your iron over it, and the steam will cause the sheeting to come back out. So that way, then all you got to do is basically do a thin CA the brakes, you know, glue it back together, sand it, fill it if you have to. You can use a little bit of filler and then recover it. I mean, repairs like these are pretty common. If you fly ARFs or whatever, and this is stuff that you can definitely do. So as soon as I find my glue bottle, I'll get that opened up. But yeah, this is just a short little video here to show some repair techniques. Let that dry for a bit. I need a towel. This plane did not get cleaned up at the flying field because we only flew it once. I don't know if I have any of this covering around anymore. And if I do, where it is at? Oh, look at that. Whole roll of it right here. Cool. So I always keep a little bit laying around. So, I gotta flip this over. That looks pretty good. Nice and strong. Got strength back into the elevator. Where's my piece of sandpaper? So I'll have some more flying video for you guys too. There we go. Now the task of flipping it over, because like before, you start at the bottom, just like if you were covering it normally. go ahead and clean up the bottom a little bit here. What I do with the scissors. There's the iron. Yeah, my shop's a mess. I hope you guys have been out flying and enjoying yourselves too. There's the scissors. Right in front of my eyeballs. Sure, why not? How much of a patch do we need? Let's go with something like that. Oh, this ain't the same color. Close enough. Anyways. Like that. Something about patching, if you're patching a plane up and you got to put a patch in the middle, always round your corners. That way the air won't get up underneath of it and peel your repair up first time you go out and fly it again. Yeah, that's pretty close to the same color. Didn't think this was a very limited run of covering that I used years ago, and I didn't have much left over when I covered it, and I don't know what happened to it. I mean, like I said, this plane's probably I think I got it up in the air about 3 years ago. It's been a favorite at the flying fields. Everybody enjoys it. I went to a big bird fly-in up in Salina. That was last year for the first time. Wait for this iron to warm up. And they almost feels like I got to tighten some of my flying wires up here. So anyways, I had it sitting off to the side because Saturday was the big bird event, and you had to have a giant scale plane and you know, meet IMA regulations and for giant scale, and I only had 2 giant scale planes at the time that I was flying, and so anyways, that what was considered giant scale. So anyways, I had the something extra 20 because on Sunday you could fly whatever you wanted to. It was just open day. While they encouraged guys to fly giant scale, you didn't have to. So anyways, on Sunday I was approached by a gentleman at the part of the club, and he says, "I want to see that fly," and I said, "Well, yeah, I'll get it out tomorrow. It's just sitting there." I says, "It's not giant scale, and it's, you know, it's not scale. It's just a sport plane." Oh, okay. And then the guy running the event came over about 15 minutes later and says, "Mike, if you want to fly that twin, everybody would love to see it up in the air. I says, oh, all right. And so, anyways, um, I ended up flying it most of the day that day because everybody got a kick out of it, and me and a guy with a, I don't remember his name. You have to forgive me for that, but anyways, we ended up flying a turbine next to it, and it was a fun day. I wish maybe that'll happen again this year. That's I think that event's in August. I'll have to get on the website and see when that is. It's a fun weekend of flying. I usually go up like on a Friday night and camp all weekend there. So anyways, there's a patch. Cord on my iron ain't long enough to reach where I need to go. There we go. But anyways, what I think I was talking about was covering situation here that not I couldn't find. I found a couple rolls in an old hobby shop, one that I bought all the stuff from, and I'm gonna have to turn the plane back around here. He didn't have a lot of this. I think it was called Purple Pearl or something like that. I don't quite remember anymore. But anyways, it had been discontinued from Monaco for years. And I love the colors, and that's what most of this plane's covered with, is that pearl. This is silver, obviously, or blue. Anyways, we're going to wrap it around a little bit here. Again, to prevent any kind of fuel soaking, or protect the airframe. So we're going to do something like that. And get my scissors in there. I know I got some of that silver in here somewhere. That's not it. The blue. Nothing in there. I'm going to pause the video real quick and go see if I can't find some of this, because I really want this to match. Aha! Found it. Like I knew I had a bunch of it left over. Alright. Probably way too big, but this ain't gonna see another airplane, and I don't have another plane with this color on it, so this is kept around just for this purpose, in case I get a bunch of hole in the covering or something, or for trim. scissors. Like I literally just had them in my hand. Make it a little oversized here. Yeah. Need to clean that up a little bit. Biggest thing is don't cover on oil from the engines. Like that, we can trim it. Let's get it to fit the best you can. Got any air bubbles? It'll kind of disappear here. Make sure you get it in here too where, you know, we kind of overlap the old covering. You know, push it down a little bit and make sure you're adhering it to the what's there. Okay. One more float. We'll trim it, seal the edge down, and that repair will be done. Try to use my scissors here and get that in there. I think I need a smaller pair. Look at that. There we go. Yeah, when I first built this, I tried to do dual elevator servos like I had in the past, and I could not, for the life of me, get two servos to sync up. Got a little loose covering here. So what I did, as you can see the old split right here. And I glued this piece of wood back here, albeit a little small, but it works. And I connected them and got rid of the other servo and went with a single. I tried for days trying to get these things to go up and down the same, and it was not happening. I got to the point where I was kind of sick and tired of looking at it, and heck with it, I will, you know, join them together and put one servo on it. Be more than adequate. Might as well seal some of this baggy covering up. Sometimes you got to do this every summer, you know, especially after they've been sitting for a winter, or you flying them all summer, and then you throw them upstairs or throw them in the attic and forget about them. For some reason, this covering's always been a little on the baggy side. But anyways, in the next video I think I'll make this week sometime is, you know, prepping for that big event that you want to go to, and you know, what do you take with you, what, you know, do's and don'ts at the flying field, and you know, when you go into new places or you're around big crowds, it's a lot of fun. It can be rewarding and challenging all at the same time, and you know, there's definitely some things you want to do and not do when you're out at some of these bigger places, bigger events and stuff. Anyways, I think that's going to do this video for here, and I hope you enjoyed that little help too on that. It doesn't take much time, you just got to get after it, and there went the cover. Couple things I need to do to this year is I need to get a new canopy for the right side fuselage. I don't know why, but shortly after I built it, it went, or I glued this down with canopy glue, and we painted the inside. We let that sit for a couple weeks, and then I went one day and glued the canopies down, and that one went clear, stayed clear, and that one fogged over for some reason. Thought maybe there was moisture in there, so I drilled a little hole up here, and nothing seemed to help. So I'll have to get a new canopy for it. So anyway, she'll be ready for another good weekend of flying, and anyways, hope you enjoyed, and we will catch you on the next one.